How's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode 10 of the Orange Thumbstick podcast. My name's Dave, and as always, I'm joined by the regulars, Russ and Bobby. How you guys doing? You alright?
All good, mate. Cheers.
Mate, yourself?
Yeah, good. I'm all good. Can't believe we're on episode 10 already. Where's that time gone?
Tell me about it.
It flew over, isn't it?
Yeah, man. So what you been playing then?
I've been playing some Dead Alliance, some Time Recoil, Rocket League, and I'm scrolling down now to have a look. Killing Floor 2 as well. I've been playing all of those the past week or two. Most of them are good games. Some reviews are up and the rest are coming up, so you can check them out to see what you think and see what we thought of them.
Yeah, your review for Dead Alliance is up, isn't it? It's on the site already. If you could describe Dead Alliance in 4 words, Bobby, how would you describe it?
Describe it in 4 letters, mate.
To try and remain professional without swearing, just don't even waste your time looking at it, guys. It's there's something I didn't touch on in the review, which was it was brought out on PC under a different name, and for the life of us, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. They brought it out in the preview program on Steam, and then basically scrapped it off, renamed it Dead Alliance, and brought it back out. I think it was with a new publisher. I think I might be incorrect, but everyone was told that they would get Dead Alliance as the other game had been scrapped, because obviously when they're fully released, you get the fully updated game after you've played the preview. And a lot of people are kicking off saying they didn't get it. They might correct this, but I've seen a load of things on Steam and on forums saying that they didn't get it. Why is it not in the library? And I know that obviously we're an Xbox website, but that kind of got me back up, because I wouldn't like to see anyone who's buying a game to
especially
himself be ripped off.
You're basically backing it as an early access player. Then you get the game gets removed from Steam. I'm trying to remember as well what the name of it was on Steam before. You can still find remnants of it on the forums and that. And then there was a post by the dev saying they was going to fully remove the game and release it late summer. And lo and behold, Dead Alliance cropped up. Yep. People obviously twigged on straight away because it's the exact same game, just got a different name to it.
Yeah.
Did they mention that when they were going to re-release it, that they were going to rebrand it? I don't think they did.
No, they didn't.
It was originally called Moving Hazard.
That
was it. Moving Hazard. So, yeah, that's probably one that you shouldn't check out.
That's naughty, that is, because these Kickstarter things, I think, are pretty good, because if you've got small studios and they've got a great idea, they haven't got the funding, they get an investment for this. If this continues to happen, or it happens again, or happens more frequently, Kickstarter's just going to go down the pan, because people aren't going to trust what they're investing in. You know.
This is the thing. It wasn't actually Kickstarter. It was like the preview program, but it's the same kind of principle.
It is Steam early access,
before
isn't
it's
it?
fully released.
It's the same
biggest
thing.
problem is it was Ilphonic. It wasn't exactly a tiny dev. It was Ilphonic, the same guys that brought Friday the 13th.
Say no
Maximum
more.
Games were the publisher.
Say
no more.
Because Alakine's gun. Alakine's who? So yeah.
Yeah, preview
Let's
program,
move away
Steam
from Dead
Early
Alliance
Access. Yeah, Steam Early Access, preview program, Kickstarter. They're all kind of a similar thing, aren't they? But we don't want those, excellent sort of programs and things being ruined by companies going back on their promises with investors and things. It's just not good for the industry. Russ, what have you been playing, mate?
Oh, a bit of everything, mate. I've done quite a few videos this week. Killing Floor 2. I know you're reviewing it at the minute, Dave. It's my new Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead's my all-time favourite zombie game. And, it's replaced that. Killing Floor 2 is just spot on, in my opinion. Obviously not ruining anything that you want to say about it.
No, it's all good, mate. It's all good. Yeah, I've been playing some Killing Floor, quite a bit of that recently. And yeah, just various other little bits and just exploring, watching videos and stuff, and of the up and coming releases and everything, and just getting up to scratch on a lot of stuff, which some of the things we're going to discuss in the podcast. The first one I want to discuss being Xbox One X. Well, first of all, let's go into Gamescom. Did you watch the Gamescom Xbox briefing? Well, if you can call it that, it was more of a sit down on the sofa and have a chat kind of thing. But did you watch it?
Yes.
What did you think of it? What did you make of it?
Wasn't anything spectacular other than You know, the you can pre-order your Project Scorpio edition of the Xbox One X now. That was probably the best thing about it. But other than that, there wasn't anything amazing.
Yeah, I agree. It was. I think everyone was anticipating some kind of conference-style show. It didn't happen. But what they did was okay. You know, it brought out a few little extra bits that weren't at E3, and obviously the big one being the pre-order starting for Xbox One X. So the Scorpio edition was announced. On first seeing it, I wouldn't say I didn't like it. I did like it, but I preferred the standard edition. But as time's gone on, I actually really like the look of the Scorpio edition now. I've seen more close-ups of it and everything. But that's actually sold out now, I believe. I think it was a limited number, and they did say when the pre-order started, once it's gone, it's gone. There's no news yet, I believe, that the standard edition is going to be available for pre-order. They have said sort of September time, but we don't know exactly when.
Yeah.
What did you make of the look of the Scorpio edition? Because I know we spoke briefly about it, about the design and that, about preferring the standard.
It's one of them things, isn't it? It's probably just a slight expansion on the day one edition of the original Xbox One console. You know, if you pre-ordered first and foremost, you get that version of the console. It's going to be no different other than the look of it. Could take or leave it, me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I pre-ordered one. Like, I jumped in for it. I thought it was nice. Well, at first, I'm the same as you, Dave. First, I wasn't really fussed on it. I didn't like the green on it. I wished it was white. But I know why they've done it. It's obviously because they've wanted to keep it in line with the original look, especially with them announcing the backwards compatibility with the original Xbox games. I wasn't fussed on it, but I just took the gamble and pre-ordered it, and it's grew on us since then. Probably because I pre-ordered it.
Probably. I mean, I'm the same. I pre-ordered it in the way of thinking that if I pre-ordered that edition, if I did decide I want the standard more, I could swap it out for a standard edition, where I pre-ordered it from said I could do. But yeah, as time's gone on, it's grown on me. The gradient effect was what I was worried about mainly, but I've seen some high-res pictures of it, and it actually looks pretty smart, I've got to be honest. But we'll see. You know, like you said, Russ, it's no different other than the exterior. Performance is going to be the same and everything, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say sort of towards the end of this month, September, that they'll probably start to do pre-orders, if not before then. Staying on Xbox One X sort of news, Xbox have just announced that they're partnering with Samsung TVs to promote the Xbox One X because of obviously the 4K, True Power, etc. And obviously Samsung are one of the leading TV manufacturers, especially for 4K TVs.
Yep.
It's US only, I believe, Ross. Is that right at the moment?
I think so, yeah, because
worldwide,
the press release of it specifically states the PR and marketing for Xbox America, I think is what it said, or Samsung America, one or the other. See if I can quickly get it up. Oh yeah, we are thrilled to be joining forces with Samsung in the US to deliver immersive 4K gaming experiences to our fans, is the quotation there. So yeah, it's just a US only partnership for Samsung and Xbox. But again, it's just an advertising deal, and it's nothing. You're going to get no benefits out.
I was just about to say that, because I know, Bobby, you asked this off air beforehand. You know, what impact is it going to have? Will it change performance or whatever? It's not going to change anything. Anybody that thinks that, you know, there's going to be preferential treatment towards Samsung TVs with the X, it's not going to be the case. All it is. It's just an advertising campaign where Samsung will advertise Xbox One X, Xbox One X, or Xbox One brand in general will advertise Samsung TVs. There's going to be no change in performance across any other 4K TV or anything, so nobody worry about that. It is just a deal. But a clever one. I believe US only will eventually become worldwide, I would have thought. But US is only confirmed at the moment. But it's a smart move from Xbox because Samsung TVs are probably the next competitor closest to Sony, obviously for obvious reasons. So they've struck that deal, you know, it's quite clever really, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yep. The next bit is staying on with the 4K theme and Xbox One, etc. At Gamescom, they announced that there was going to be over 100 enhanced Xbox One X games upon release of the console. Now, a lot of people have sort of, when it was showcased at E3, there was a lot of people saying that there wasn't much footage of those enhanced games being shown, etc. But Digital Foundry have recently come up with an article, and there is a video on YouTube, it's well worth a watch, where they've basically said that what they saw in terms of those enhanced games was pretty damn good, and Xbox are coming good with their promise of being the most powerful machine and the best place to play the games. Have you guys checked that video out at all? Have you seen it?
I have. Yeah.
I haven't seen the video, but I've checked out the list of what games are going to be enhanced on release.
Yeah.
The few on there, I'm confused as to why, but
yeah, I think one of the main ones which sent the internet into an absolute frenzy was the Rise of the Tomb Raider comparisons, and from what we've seen, it looks absolutely fantastic. Almost, well, it betters the look of the PC version, albeit the PC version is 60 frames per second. In terms of the actual look and the graphical side of the game, it beats the PC quite a bit. So, in terms of the enhanced titles, is this gonna be a regular thing going forward? I mean, the amount of 4K and 84K stuff that's coming out, do you guys think that this could be the main selling point of the machine?
It depends on your take, doesn't it? I mean, we've spoke about this before. It's some people that prefer to put their graphics before the gameplay. I'm vice versa. I prefer a good game with decent gameplay, no matter what it looks like, as long as it runs smooth. So yeah, it's one of them things. I mean, you could say it could become a thing. You got to look at the past couple of years of all these HD remakes we've had of games. So now it's going to be the 4K remakes, isn't it? You know, the enhancements that we're going to get. So it'll become a thing.
Yeah, there is that, but I think the big difference of that is that if you already own the game.
Oh yeah, if you already own the game, you don't have to pay again. Yeah, I was just using it as a quick comparison. You know, I know they re-released games with HD upgrades. You had to pay for again, but the 4K ones will be free.
I mean, the thing is,
I just want to know why Super Hot's on the list to be enhanced to 4K. It's confused me as to why that game's on the list.
Does it say that it's 4K enhanced though, or is it enhancing other things? Because the enhanced mode could be a reflection of many things. So
it's just a large list saying that they're being enhanced. So I don't have exact details on Super Hot 1 alone. I've just got the list of them that have been enhanced, like Rhyme, Rise of the Tomb Raiders on the Roblox. So I was just a bit confused because it doesn't really need to be enhanced. I couldn't really see it making much of a difference to the game at all.
Yeah.
Or,
what did the game run at frame rate wise? Was it 30 or 60 initially?
It's a tricky game that because it only ran when you moved, didn't it? So it was a weird game to. So yeah, for it to have, I don't think you'd really see much in the frame rate or anything until after you finish the level, when it shows you it playing in full. Super Hot. I don't know if you've never played that game, Dave. It's a weird one.
I haven't, no.
Alright. So yeah, and it's quite basic with its colours and graphics as well.
It's literally white, red, orange and black.
Yeah.
Pretty much, and then shading, and that's about it.
We all love a bit of orange. Oh, yes. Yeah, I mean, the enhanced list, it looks impressive. What got me was, all of a sudden, PlayStation, I don't want to call them fanboys, but, well, I suppose they are in a way, but I don't like this fanboyism and everything, but a lot of PlayStation guys were coming out and going, oh, it's fake, it's this, it's that, and, you know, the promise of this power isn't going to be real, etc. And when Digital Foundry sort of proved that it is real, and this console is powerful,
but the thing is,
was sort of...
we all know by law you can't lie about something that you're selling, so it puts a stop to that straight away.
Yeah, I completely get what you're saying, and I mean, 4 years ago when everything was coming out at 720p on the one, and 1080p on the PS4 and everything, it was the PlayStation side of things that were going, higher resolution. But now it's sort of kind of turned on its head a little bit. And now they're all sort of like, oh, hang on a minute, now resolution doesn't matter, and this, that, and the other. It's just, I don't like to see, at the end of the day, I've said it before in previous podcasts, PS4 Pro is a great machine. It really, really is. There's no need for the PlayStation fanboys or whatever to come out and be doing all this on the internet, on Twitter, and whatever. At the end of the day, gamers are gamers, gaming is gaming. If anything, the PlayStation side of everything should be sort of glad that this is happening, because that means that their next console is going to be as good, if not probably better. So technology is always going to be evolving in gaming.
But
so
it's
rather
healthy
than
competition, isn't it?
Of course it is. It's just good for gaming. It's a good time to be a gamer. It's as simple as that. So
if we didn't have each other, we wouldn't be pushing the boundaries constantly. Basically, if
true.
Xbox didn't have
Very
PlayStation,
true.
I don't think the boundaries would have went on as far as they have.
Yeah, absolutely, completely agree. But yeah, Rise of the Tomb Raider looks absolutely fantastic. Native 4K. The game looks better than I've ever seen it look. It looks absolutely tremendous. And if they can make other games look like that and perform much better, considerably better than Xbox One, then I'm all for that, because it looks fantastic. They did actually say as well that Titanfall 2 was another one that impressed them, because that was actually running over 4K at times. It had a dynamic resolution, and when it could, it was running over 4K. Obviously, if you've got a 4K TV, that downsamples down to 4K, but still looks sharper. So it was dynamic, moving up and down, which is good. Quantum Break was another one that I was really surprised at, that they're even enhancing, because Remedy's they've gone quiet as of late, but that's getting enhanced. There's loads of stuff. There's loads. What do you guys want to see enhanced that's not already on the list? Or even if it is on the list, what you're looking forward to being enhanced?
I've been scrolling up and down the list, because I had it in front of us. I was having a look at what was on there. And so far, I haven't seen Gears of War 4 be enhanced. I would like to see 1, 2, and 3 be enhanced, if possible. Obviously, Halo's on there as well, Halo 5, Guardians, and Halo Wars 2. I would like to see the previous games, like the Master Chief Collection, to be enhanced if possible, just to see what they run like. It wouldn't be the end of the world if they didn't, but that's pretty much it for me.
Well, this is the good thing about the Xbox One X, which hasn't been too publicised, really, is that any game that runs... Yeah, well, basically any game that runs with a dynamic resolution, which I believe Halo Master Chief Collection does, it goes anywhere from sort of 720p to 900p to 1080p, depending on which game you're running and what's going on screen. So Master Chief Collection will run, because of that dynamic resolution, the console automatically sets it to its optimum performance, which is 1080p. So the dynamic resolution will be no more. It will stick at 1080p for everything. Gears of War 4 is confirmed native 4K and obviously HDR. Halo 5 Guardians is confirmed native 4K and HDR. Forza Horizon 3, which I'm really looking forward to seeing enhanced, that's going to be native 4K as well. So they are really sort of like pushing the boat out on these, especially the first party titles. Obviously Assassin's Creed Origins, that's going to be 4K. I believe that's checkerboarding from 1800p upwards, but again it's dynamic, so it'll go up and down. So it's looking great. Russ, anything you take that you like the look of that takes your fancy on the enhanced list or anything?
Not particularly, mate. I'm constantly looking forward, me, these days. It's very rare I go back to anything, so anything that's getting enhanced.
Unless it's Codemasters. Anything from Codemasters on there takes you.
I wonder when that was going to crop up. Same with you and Rockstar.
Yeah, well.
Therefore, that's old. Yeah. Do you go? I'll let you go.
No, I was going to say Rockstar's old news for me now, fellas. You know, it's all about Russ and Codemasters now. That's the new one.
I would like to see Tom Clancy's The Division. It is on the list, and I'd like to just load it up once I've got the Xbox One X and see what happens, see what it's like.
Yes.
That's another one I would like to have a look at. But that's.
I mean, that game looks really good anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good looking game anyway. Wildlands as well. That's getting enhanced. Yeah, man, it's all looking good.
I'm surprised GTA 5 isn't on the list.
Yeah, and me. Such a
wonderful
wonderful experience, that game. Wonderful.
Yeah.
But you know what? Red Dead Redemption certainly will be enhanced. Mm-mm.
I'm going to stop you there before you waffle on about Rockstar for the next 10 minutes.
Whatever. Okay. So, having all said all that with sort of the enhanced games and everything, Crackdown 3 just before Gamescom got delayed until spring next year, which is disappointing.
Massive letdown.
Yeah, I understand why they did it. Or do I? Yeah, I do, because it had an underwhelming show at E3, and the alarm bells rang for me then when they didn't really show much of a game that was announced 3 years ago. It just, I don't know. So I kind of felt that the delay was coming. If it makes it a better game, I've said in previous podcasts, if a game is delayed for the right reasons, I'm all for it. Mm-hmm. But what that leaves is a bit of a gap, and it's been well documented in the media about the exclusives issue, if you can call it an issue, with Xbox at the moment. So I wanted to discuss this today because, you know, we're Xbox brand, obviously, but the first party side of things and the exclusives is becoming, in my opinion, slightly concerning, because there doesn't seem to be any movement on this. So I just wanted to get your opinions. You've got to look at it though.
You've got to look at it this way though. When they announced the Xbox One, screwed themselves big style massively by the way that they were going to do things, and that made the big hit as like Call of Duty jump ship to give PlayStation exclusives early. As much as it's not a full exclusive, it's still an early one, so they lost out on that. And there was probably a couple others off the top of my head that were lost as well. Sorry, that I can't think of off the top of my head, but that screwed her. But all of them contracts are set for a set amount of time, so we can't bring them ones back. And as you're saying, with the new like first party ones, Crackdown 3 is a massive letdown, because that was going to be one of the like big hitters on, I believe it was on release or around about release. So
it was on launch day of the X, yeah.
Yeah, so that's bad business. But if, like you say, if the game wasn't ready, we'd rather see a good game than a half-done game, because we're constantly crying about people releasing games when they're not ready.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to say they need to pull the finger out, but the problem is it's not easy nowadays getting a new IP with the amount of titles that are out there dominating the industry.
No, it's not. The thing is, though, it's not about new IPs necessarily, because, you know, Microsoft and the Xbox brand have got properties. They've got their fingers dipped in certain properties they've had exclusives with before. I'll give you an example. Splinter Cell. That was an Xbox exclusive when it was first released. Yeah. We haven't had a Splinter Cell game for a long time. So, you know, what would it take Phil Spencer to go to Ubisoft and say, look, we want a new Splinter Cell game. What would it take to get it exclusive on our machine, or even timed?
Yeah.
You know, Fable. What happened with Fable? I mean, they tried to change that up, and that failed.
Yeah.
They cancelled the Fable Legends game. Scalebound, you know, looked okay, looked good. There wasn't enough shown to really have an opinion, but that was cancelled. Mm-hmm. You know what? I don't understand what's going on. They've got properties there that they could easily dip their fingers into.
I'm pretty sure that I saw retweet of a retweet on Twitter that I think it was Phil or Aaron Greenberg had said there is stuff coming. They just don't want to announce much yet or at all until stuff's ready, which you can respect them for doing that. You know, we know there's a bit of a joke about PlayStation announcing their exclusive games 5-6 years before they come out, so they don't want to fall into that sort of same trap. So you just got to give them the chance. They've obviously, like Bobby said earlier on, they've been on the back foot for a while from the original Xbox One launch, but they're slowly bringing it back round. They've got to get all that into place first. Obviously they're going to see how well the X does, and they know what they're doing.
It is worth mentioning that the X is it's the best selling pre-ordered console in Xbox history, apparently.
Yeah.
It's had the best pre-order numbers of any sort of console generation, etc. Which is
only
good,
announced
which is promising.
The Scorpio edition as well, so that's pretty
Scorpio
promising.
edition, yeah. Yeah. It's not bad considering Phil Spencer came out and said that he didn't expect it to sell many, and he thought the S would be the number one seller in the brand, which I think will still happen. I don't think there'll be too many standard editions available for launch. I think it might be slightly more quantity of the Scorpio, but I think there'll be limited numbers before Christmas, because I think they want to gauge how it's going to go and how it's going to sell before they release further stock. Maybe, I don't know. It is speculation. Yeah. But in terms of the first party stuff, like I say, that they've got properties out there that they could easily grab or easily discuss with people. About bringing them back. Why don't they just talk to somebody, maybe a new developer, about doing a complete Fable reboot or an exclusive Splinter Cell game, for example, because the same things are getting rolled out, your Halo, your Gears, and your Forza, every couple of years, and people are a bit. I know they want new things, but there's old things that haven't been around for a while that they could easily reboot.
It's the red tape area, though. It's the office red tape area, that, and you've got to remember they might have the fingers in a lot of pies, but the biggest one that's going to bring in the biggest amount of money is the Xbox One X, so they're busy baking that. So hopefully after that's launched, you'll see a good kick up the backside of the first party exclusives. Hopefully.
I hope so, and I'm hoping that this time next year we're talking about the complete opposite in terms of their first party games. It is, and the single player ones are the ones that concern me a little bit, especially when Phil Spencer said, single player games are dropping and things like that. I think we just need a good immersive single player experience, but are they relying on third parties again? And that's why they're doing the X. I guess. Assassin's Creed Origins is a massive coup for the marketing rights.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they're thinking going forward until these new games that they've sort of said are in the pipeline, but they can't say too much about, sort of eventually get announced.
Yeah.
So he's hoping for a packed up E3 next year, full of exclusives. Okay, so September's releases. What we got, Bobby?
We've got Destiny 2, Cuphead, PES 2018, NBA 2018 or 2K18, FIFA 18, Road Rage, and Project Cars 2. Quite a decent lineup for September.
Yeah, I think it starts to get busy now, fellas, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This is up until Christmas.
This week after recording is the quietest one. Only 3 games coming to the store. Boy, it's gonna quiet before the storm. I said, well, the quiet after the storm and before the storm, since last week was 20 games released.
Yeah.
What stands out
for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I want to check out Destiny 2, but I fell out of love with the first one fairly quick, so I don't know whether it's worth the jump in to get it. I probably will end up getting it, but I'm on holiday when it's released, so we'll have to wait and see a few weeks till I get back. Project Cars 2 I would like to have a look at. I didn't really like Project Cars 1 too much. I had a look at it. I'd like to check that out. Road Rage I'm interested in as well, but the sports games, they're your area, Dave.
Yeah, PES, I've been playing the demo of PES sort of in between reviewing Killing Floor, and the demo is really good. So if the final game is as good, if not better than that, then it's going to do well again, PES this year. NBA 2K18, the 2K series of the NBA franchise is always good. It gets better every year, and obviously FIFA for obvious reasons. I love that series. But yeah, I think the biggest one in terms of Xbox this month is probably the one that you're looking forward to, Russ, is Cuphead, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of them. Everybody's saying, it's taking forever to come out. We've spoken about this probably 3 or 4 times in the past. Just hope it delivers. At the end of the day, it's proof's in the pudding when it comes.
Because it's been knocked back, I think that it's just going to be... It's been too hyped now to actually be up to the expectations of everyone, but at the same time, I'm not really... seen some gameplay of it, and it's not really something that interests me, so I'm probably more biased towards that side.
Mm-hmm.
You might disagree with that, Russ, but I feel like it's probably been too hyped now.
It's one of them things, isn't it? You know, we'll see. As long as people remember what type of game it is when it comes, and the fact that it had a small dev team, etc. You know, you got to remember those things. People are going to knock it. Them that's going to get their hands on it, and it's going to hand the backsides to them because it is a difficult game to play. It's one of those hardcore style platformers. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it does when it comes.
The thing is, everybody that's played it, that saw it and thought, yeah, it looks okay, but when they played it, they went, that game's brilliant. They've said that it's tough. They said it can be difficult at times, but they've said it's really, really enjoyable. And the same can be said for Sea of Thieves. I haven't played it yet, but people that I know and for what you guys have said, it's a lot of fun to play. So sometimes you can't really go by what you see before you play it.
Yeah.
But I'll give Cuphead a go. It looks decent. It looks pretty good. So yeah, a busy month of September, fellas. It's all good. The gaming season starts in September. We all know that. Okay, Russ, plugging of the website and social media channels.
Yeah, don't forget to head over to the website and check out our news, reviews, previews and giveaways. It's xboxgamerreviews.com. Keep up to date with us on Twitter with @Xbox_GR. Check out all our videos on YouTube. It's youtube.com/XboxGamerReviews.com. And finally, streaming over on Twitch as twitch.tv/Xbox_Gamer_Reviews.
Fantastic. Thanks everybody for listening. Really appreciate it. We're all off now to play Killing Floor 2 and eat some orange chips. So we'll see you again next time.
Ta-da.
See you later.